Well, hello everyone. How are you doing? Friday morning here, and hey, Friday, right? We all live for the weekend. You ever thought about it as WEAK? Don't know. So, I have to tell you, I've been doing some more digging on this whole birth certificate thing. And I just got to tell you, this is a crap sandwich for you and I. I got to tell you, this truly does suck. Um, you know, we live in a world of illusion. We do. And it's very difficult these days to determine what is real, what is, for instance, real news. We hear the term fake news. I don't even know what that means because, in one sense of the word, all news is fake. Now, you can report on an accident, right? Is that fake news? Well, no, because we can actually see it. But I propose that most of what you hear today is a running commentary set to a scene in which validates the editor that is allowing the story to be heard. Everything we hear goes through a censor. And that began another thought. We are not free. We are not. I'm going to be doing another video. I'm reading this book, and it is so crystallizing this reality that, well, I'm going to save it because it completely validates everything I've been telling you. Go back and watch Checkmate. Go back and watch some of these that will show you about what I'm showing you here. How did I know that I would be doing a video on this and that it led to something much, much more profound? Others have known about this. And you're going to find out that you and I have absolutely zero to say about it. Zero. All right. So let's go into the presentation here real quick, okay? This presentation is called Chattel. Now, I like to say Chattel, but no, it's Chattel. And it's going to seem very familiar with you very quickly. So let's just go into some of the definition in here, all right? So chattel is defined, and I've got three different dictionaries and terms. An item of tangible, movable, or immovable property, except real estate and things such as buildings connected with real estate, real property. Slave, bondmen, slave holders who are determined to hold on to their human chattel. All right. The other one, law, often chattels, a movable article of personal property. Often chattels, any article of tangible property other than land, buildings, and other things annexed to land. And you're going to see, actually, you and I, we operate in chattels more than what we realize. And the last one, of course, is slave. An alternative name for tangible personal property, a chattel house, a type of West Indian dwelling, a chattel mortgage, a security interest over tangible personal property, chattel slavery, the most extreme form of slavery. And that last one, folks, is the absolutely moniker of this whole video. It's sad to see what has actually taken place for you and I. It really is. So, bottom line of it is this: you are not a person. Forget about it. Just suck it up, cupcake. You're gonna listen. This was so jarring to me because again, it's another freaking slap in the face. We are not people, persons. We are a corporation. That's what we are. Now it gets strange. So again, this is from spoonfedtruth.ucoz.com. A person in general usage, a human being, i.e. natural person, they define what actually human beings are, etc. But anyway, though by statute, terms may include labor organizations, partnerships, associations, corporations, legal representatives, trustees, and bankruptcies or receivers. And of course, it goes through the laws of the land here. The person is similar to a company or corporation in that it exists as a construct of the imagination. It has no real body and no soul to save, but for legal purposes carries similar rights and attributes to that of a human man or woman. Inasmuch as every government is an artificial person, an abstraction, and a creature of the mind only, a government can interface only with other artificial persons. This imaginary, having neither actuality nor substance, is foreclosed from creating and attaining parity with the tangible. The legal manifestation of this is that no government, as well as any law, agency, aspect, court, etc., can concern itself with anything other than corporate artificial persons and the contracts between them. And it gives certain law here. Persons, persona, equals mask. The state, as a corporate abstraction, cannot create real people, but can create the masks they wear and tax, regulate, and control that creation, masked/person. Men and women operate under common law. The person is ruled by statute, codes, and regulations due to contracts he has made. Your person is the name on your birth certificate, driver's license, social security number, your utility bills, etc. It is in all capital letters. These are contracts you have made with the government. They can only interface with this legal personality. So, did you know when you are born, your parents registered you with the government as a corporation by receiving and signing a birth certificate? In a few years, your corporation will receive a taxpayer ID number called a Social Security number, NIS number, IRD number, etc., depending on where you are. This is so you can be used as collateral for the government to acquire debt. Your labor, time, and energy backs up the national debt. You are nothing more than stock. Did you know your birth certificate? When you are born, your parents register you again as a corporation. This is a fact. And it happens all over the world. It doesn't matter where you are. Now, there is an interesting thing about this, folks, is that when you are registered, it goes into the Bureau of Vital Statistics, which is under the Commerce Department. Now, there's a difference also that you can have a birth certificate and then a certificate of live birth. A lot of controversy on this a few years ago. So it's very important for the powers to be to have every birth documented. That's why many times in immigration, what countries do is that they transfer assets based on the migration, the gain or loss of their particular populations. Every person has an actuary, a value. Your value is higher as you enter in what we would call your first decade of life, because actually your value when you're first born is predicated on your future labors. And then, of course, you rank lower in score as you get older. And that's how it works, folks. Do you know that you are nothing more than an asset for your government, and you have been sold at birth? It is a fact. And the thing about it is, you really don't have to dig that deep to really get the full picture here. Listen, how do you think countries issue debt? The gross domestic product, the GPA, the thing that everyone, not GPA, GDA, is what this huge beast, this huge machine, this huge construct works on. You know, I've told you we have been totally dominated now, but actually we've been dominated actually from the very birth. We are born into this system of enslavement. You have no choice. When you were born, you immediately were given a number, the mark of the beast. Been here all along. It's just that religious zealots just took it away. But the mark of identification has been here. Been here for a very long time, folks. You just never wanted to hear the truth. Because you see, even it used to be in the culture of the United States that people bought savings bonds. This was the result of the Depression, the first Depression. We're still in the second Depression. We've never emerged out of it. But this was a way for ordinary citizens to basically put something in the bank. Now, today, the government still issues savings bonds, but you know, they also have individual retirement accounts. And as the system and the beast got more complicated, this is how it became. And it's complicated. It is so freaking complicated, because when you begin to realize it, we're like using this everywhere. So let's talk about chattel mortgage. Well, this is basically this. You don't put up your property as security. The car is security on the loan. So the bank owns the car until the debt is paid. Now, the bank then goes out and lends out the chattel mortgage to John, who wants to borrow money to open up his shop. See how it works? But the problem is, this is what it used to be in the private sector. Today, the government has taken over. So you kind of get an idea of what the object of a chattel mortgage is all about, right? So it's in the system. We all use it. We just don't recognize it. And here you can see this is one on a motor vehicle. And here's one that's when it's been paid. And this is how it works in the secondary mortgage markets. You got the borrowers, you got the lenders, now you got the government that comes in, and we all know the mess that this is in. It was part of the reason why we had the Great Depression of 2009. It started in September of 2008. but nevertheless. And this is how this system works. And you see, the fact of the matter is, this is all imaginary money. Yeah, we got tangible property, but the bottom line of it is that you are the property. You see, governments, they can only borrow because of the citizenry. You know, and it just depends where you are. It depends on how much you're going to let your government borrow on you. And remember, you're not receiving a dime. You're paying taxes, in fact. And companies issue the same thing. So, and you can actually do overnight treasury bills. This is how it works, folks. Now, you have to understand there are different definitions of slavery. We're all slaves. We're slaves to this system. We're slaves to our governments. They're never going to let you go. The more that they can keep you entrapped, the better it is. They have a vested interest because they have, listen, you want to see how much they have borrowed on us? Here in the United States, just go and look at the national debt clock. That's why they say to you and I, that's how much you and I owe. Yeah. Yeah. So keep calm. Nothing has changed. And the reason why no lawsuit will ever be filed in any court in any country is that because they have made it that way. There'll never be a lawsuit in the United States filed on this. It'll never see the light of day. No attorney worth their salt will ever get involved in this because, as one attorney told me, they'll never be able to practice again. You don't get involved in this kind of stuff because, you see, even the attorneys are slaves and they're limited. I was told that if you really got enough people together, you could file a suit in the World Court in The Hague. But who you're going to sue? Because it's so complicated now. And they've covered their tracks. No, this system of slavery, folks, goes much, much deeper. And the sad truth about it is you're a slave from the moment you're born, you're given a number, to the day you die. The sad truth is, folks, we are nothing more than cattle. It's what we are. Oh, we walk around in our illusions and we try to say, oh, no, 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 no. But it's true. It is. So there you go. I don't see any escape. I mean, the more you realize just how deep our species is in, and when you look at total domination means coming at this from every perceivable angle. You and I, our children, our families, we live and die in an illusion that we think that we're somehow free, but we're anything but that. And there's nothing you and I can do about it. Nothing. No politician will change this. No judge will change this. Apparently, no God will do it either. Yeah, I know. Kind of sucks, doesn't it? Well, this ties in to virtually everything I've been making videos on. I'm about to do some more that's going to show you that nothing, nothing has changed 6, 7, 10,000 years. I'm going to show you society today is exactly what society was in recorded history 6,000 years ago. And what that says is that mankind has advanced virtually nowhere. Oh, we've advanced in our technology, but that's just a very recent thing. And the progress of our species is the fact that we have been stuck in either time or a loop. All right, be kind to someone today. Do it without them knowing it. Because this is how we can affect change. We may not be able to get out of this matrix, but maybe we can help screw up the program a little bit. All right, folks, we'll talk soon. Bye bye.